Hey, it's your old pal Chris. It's today's study in contrasts. Moments of stress punctuated by moments of extreme jubilation. A lot of the stress coming as a result of expectations that were upended, mostly in positive ways, but yeah, still expectations upended, and that for a person who suffers from anxiety, as I do, can make for a challenging day. But the high stuff, the high points, including the release of the Captain Marvel trailer, and John Gruber's review of the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS. Neither one of those sounds good. Whether you get it right the way they want you to or the way they don't want you to, they both sound wrong. Anyway, Gruber's review of the iPhone, which focused very much on the cameras, which is the whole reason that I'm upgrading myself. I'm on the Apple upgrade program, so it's I basically pay the same amount every month, every year, for basically to get a new phone every year. So that was exciting. But the Captain Marvel trailer was everything. It was great, and seeing young Nick Fury and young Agent Coulson, seeing Carol Danvers crash into a Blockbuster Video because this film is set in the 1990s. It was a trip. I don't have as much nostalgia for the 90s as I do for the 80s, which is kind of strange for somebody my age. I grew up in the 90s more than I did in the 80s, but I was a little kid in the 80s, and I like 80s music more on the whole than I like 90s music. Though there's a few years of 90s music that I absolutely adore. Like, the first 4 years or so of 90s music is amazing. The last 6, not so much. Whereas 8, did I say 90s? First 4 years of 90s music, last 6. Whereas the whole of the 80s, I just have an unabashed love for the 80s and all their cheesiness. But seeing a movie set in the 90s should be a lot of fun. Seeing essentially the same Sam Jackson that we saw in Pulp Fiction, but it's Nick Fury. In the Marvel universe is a trip, and Coulson with a full head of hair, But most of all, like Carol, like I have been back and forth on Carol Danvers as a character in the Marvel comics. I really like the potential of her, but I guess I just haven't found the right combination of writer and artist to really get me on board. And this film feels like the right combination of writers and artists. And Brie Larson as the captain herself feels like the right choice, pretty awesome choice. So I can't wait to see it. I'm glad that there's finally another Marvel trailer out for me to watch way too often for the next however many months. And yeah, so that's that. Gotta upload this and get to bed, because I was up late grading papers. That's the other part of it. As I'm feeling the results of me overcommitting this semester. I'm feeling them pretty hard today, but I also got Captain Marvel, and I got John Gruber's iPhone review, and it all balances out in the end, right?